Welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar info channel, your trusted voice in a world of currency chaos and economic change. And today, it's not just another update. It's a turning point, a revolution, a milestone that millions of investors have been praying for, waiting for, and believing in for years, has officially implemented a managed float exchange system. And yes, the new rate is here. $1 now equals 1.95 Iraqi dinar. That's right. Not 1450, 495 IQD per USD. Let that sink in. Stay with us till the very end, because what you're about to learn could change your financial future forever. Unpacking the new managed float strategy, expert market reactions, redemption pathways, how Tier 4B investors are preparing for structured wealth beyond anything ever seen before. When the Central Bank of Iraq, CB, announced that it would transition from a rigidly fixed exchange rate to a managed float, marked one of the most important financial decisions in the nation's modern history. To appreciate the scale of this decision, it is important to understand what a managed float actually means. Unlike a strict peg, where a government sets a fixed exchange rate that doesn't change regardless of supply and demand, fully free float, such as the US dollar or euro, a managed float is a hybrid model. It allows the value of a currency to adjust naturally according to market conditions, but still gives the central bank power to intervene strategically when necessary. That means Iraq is allowing the dinar to reflect real-time global dynamics like oil sales, trade flows, and investor sentiment, while maintaining the ability to prevent wild swings that could destabilize the economy. For decades, currency was kept at artificially low levels, a policy born out of war, sanctions, and international pressure. This not only restricted growth, but also fueled black market activity. By embracing a managed float, Iraq is signaling that it trusts its growing reserves, rising GDP, backed economy to stand on their own. The CBI stated clearly, no more suppressing real value, no more outdated pegs. Instead, is letting its sovereignty and market forces work in tandem. As the spokesman declared, Iraq's economic growth and dollar reserves justify the managed float. Our people and partners deserve to see the real value of our currency restored. This is more than technical policy. It is a declaration of economic independence. The real headline grabber came with the numbers. The central bank confirmed the new exchange rate of $1 equaling 1.95 dinars. To put that into perspective, 1 dinar now equals roughly 51 US cents. A dramatic change that positions Iraq's currency among the strongest in the Middle East. For years, international observers speculated about a possible revaluation, but the confirmation shocked markets with its scale and speed. Consider what this means for practical value. A 25,000 dinar note, once dismissed as worthless beyond Iraq's borders, is now worth over or 12,500. These numbers are not speculative. They are official bank rates already displayed on electronic screens in Baghdad, Basra, Erbil, even international hubs such as Dubai. This isn't black market pricing. It is the government's official recognition of the dinar's new standing. Ordinary Iraqis, this promises a sharp increase in purchasing power, more affordable imports, and renewed dignity tied to their national currency. For international investors, it signals Iraq's commitment to modernization. With one move, has shifted from a struggling, undervalued currency to one of the most closely watched assets in global finance. To analyze this historic shift, reached out to 3 experts whose perspectives help frame the global consequences. Dr. Kevin Langston, a global currency strategist, explained that Iraq's oil-backed GDP, gold reserves, and lowered inflation make this float as much geopolitical as it is economic. He predicted that the dinar could even surpass par with the US dollar by late 25. Amal Shakir, an economist with Iraq's treasury, emphasized that the float is time to prepare Iraq for joining breaths. He highlighted that those holding dinars early are the true winners and suggested the dinar could climb to 2.75 to 3 per USD by mid-2026 if energy exports remain strong. Former U.S. Treasury advisor Frank T. Morgan noted Washington's quiet approval, pointing out that a stronger Iraqi economy stabilizes the Middle East and reduces illicit dollar flows. He believes the dinar will likely settle near 101 with the US dollar by year's end. Together, these perspectives prove this is not just domestic reform, a move with global reverberations. At the same time, Tier 4B, the most mysterious and tightly controlled group in the global currency revaluation process, has now entered its activation phase. For years, speculation circled about when this group would finally be notified. That moment has arrived. Bank screens across institutions in the US and abroad have quietly updated to reflect live redemption markers. Redemption centers nationwide have gone on heightened alert, signaling readiness to receive those on designated lists. For large holders, especially those sitting on portfolios exceeding $10 million in IQD face value, structured payout options are being negotiated with strict oversight from the U.S. Treasury. Several major U.S. banks have begun controlled rollouts. Wells Fargo is accepting pre-booked appointments. Chase and Bank of America have opened redemption desks in select branches, and HSBC is handling international clients. Overseas redemption centers are live in Dubai, Istanbul, Kuwait City, and Frankfurt. A 7-day redemption window has been activated, requiring clients to act promptly. Compliance is strict 2 forms of ID, pristine notes, and NDAs for those pursuing contract rates. Whales with over 50 million are being courted with contract rates as high as 4.0 per IQD, with liquidity structured in staggered releases. Private exchanges under NDAs have even reached 6.590 per IQD. For most participants, the message is clear: baseline public rates exist. Tier 4B holders with proper documentation and scale stand to benefit most. This is a reward for early faith and proof of system stability. Within revaluation communities, insider voices carry enormous weight. 26 emphasized that revaluation was never a myth, but a process requiring patience. Z pointed to Wells Fargo prioritizing IQD redemptions over the Vietnamese dong as a major signal. Reports confirm CBI screens showing 1.95 IQD USD, HSBC contract rates near 4.11, and U.S. Treasury centers confirming Tier 4B alerts. With bank screens active, redemption centers alert, and the 7-day window live, ration is critical. Steps include verifying your notes, organizing ID and proof of residency, locating redemption centers, preparing to sign NDAs for contract rates. Breaking an NDA could mean forfeiting payouts. For many in Tier 4B, this is more than financial. It is vindication after decades of doubt. Since 2003, Iraq's economy suffered war, sanctions, hyperinflation, ISIS, oil shocks, and pandemic freezes. Many sold out. Those who held on through ridicule and scams now see their patience rewarded. Iraq itself has transformed with over 138 tons of gold reserves, oil output exceeding 5 million barrels a day, and major trade deals was with China, India, and Russia is being described as the Switzerland of the Middle East. Its BRES membership signals a pivot toward multipolar trade. 25 budget surplus cements financial stability. The revaluation is now fact 11195 IQD. Redemption centers are live, structured payouts are real. Contract rates are available to qualified holders. But while celebration is warranted, the real question is what investors will do next. Fear and hesitation can rob this opportunity. Every step now defines financial destiny. Finally, a disclaimer: all information shared is for informational purposes only, not financial or legal advice. Every situation is unique, and only licensed professionals can give tailored guidance. Processes may change without notice. Compliance is mandatory. Protect yourself, verify details, and act with wisdom. Subscribers are urged to stay engaged. Comment your experiences, subscribe for daily updates, and tap the notification bell to never miss critical RV alerts. Timing is everything. This united community will continue tracking every shift, every screen update, and every redemption window until the journey is complete.